Democrats did not like President Trump's speech to Congress last night, with one top lawmaker naming it the worst speech by a president to a joint session and calling Donald Trump, quote, delusional. That member of Congress joins us now, Senator Mark Warner, the top Democrat on the Intelligence Committee and a member of the Budget Committee. I want to start, Senator, first of all, thank you for being with us.
Thanks,
but I want to start with a little bit of news that we're reporting out about the VA. There is a planned staff cut, tens of thousands that were hired under President Biden at the VA could be losing their jobs. They're mostly going to be VA healthcare workers. What is your reaction?
My reaction is more of the same from an administration that's clearly run amok. You know, I was on last Friday, I was at a new healthcare center in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I worked on it for 10 years. Beautiful new building. Only a third staffed. Who's going to go want to work for the VA at this point when we've already seen a couple thousand cuts? And this comes from a president who says he's going to stand with veterans? Baloney. You know? And you take the cuts to the VA, but you also have to factor in the fact that 30% of all the federal employees are veterans. So they're taking a double whammy, having services cut and then losing their jobs at unprecedented rates. And one of the things we've actually seen, Katie, from some of these rifts that are taking place, that folks who've gotten stellar reviews are being fired supposedly for cause, which in some cases means they may not even be able to get unemployment benefits. It's morally wrong. It's frankly traumatizing to the federal workforce, which the OMB director Vogt wanted. He's accomplished that. I'll give him that. But this is, you know, on so many things that Trump says, he says one thing and then he does the opposite.
You know, you're not the party in power, so there's only a limited amount of authority that you have right now. But when people in your state come to you and say, I was fired unfairly, or look what they're doing to me, say they're a veteran. I know that you have the 7th highest population of veterans in the nation. What can you do for them?
Actually.
Per capita?
Yeah.
Wow. So what can you do for them?
What we can say is, you know, what I say to all folks is we need only 3 votes in the House or 4 in the Senate to change this. We can stomp our feet on the floor of the Senate, but we can't even slow down legislation that much because of, candidly, rules changes made over a decade ago by Democrats. So we can say we're going to support you on bringing lawsuits. You know, one of the things that I'm kind of wingman to my friend of 40 years, Tim Kaine, my fellow Virginia senator, we're going to contest the tariff emergency he declared on Canada. I mean, the truth is, a lot more fentanyl goes from the United States to Canada than the other way around, and declaring Canada an enemy, and I may be a little biased, my mom's family is from Canada, it is bad politics, crazy economics, and you destroy these relations. You can't patch them over when they say, as they probably will in a few days, oops, we made a mistake. And the toll that we'll take on that, and that's why we can litigate, force as many votes as we can on the floor. But frankly, and it's one of the reasons why I'm working my tail off, at least in the national security space, to see if I can get 3 or 4 Republicans to break, because what they are doing through either malfeasance or ignorance with these Doge bros to our intelligence community, you know, is beyond the pale. We've already lost a couple hundred CIA agents because they literally exposed their identities. You know, you suddenly trade out. You can't replace an NSA cyber expert with another coder the way you could replace somebody at Twitter with somebody from another tech firm.
On the subject of intelligence, the CIA confirmed that they did stop sharing intelligence with Ukraine. We've been sharing it partially for our own purposes, but also certainly to help them on the battlefield. Why would we stop it? Is it just part of the stick that Donald Trump's using to create the circumstances to sign this minerals deal?
There is no geopolitical or American strategic reason for stopping military or particularly intelligence aid. We shut down some of these operations. You can't restart them overnight. And you know what's remarkable is, and you had the United States voting the other day in the UN with Russia, North Korea, Iran, Nicaragua, kind of the bad guys who we've all grown up to believe. He is now siding with the ultimate bad guy in Putin. He's giving Xi, I think, a green light on Taiwan. And our ability to have any kind of alliance with democracies is being undermined. And again, this is not something once you do, you can build back trust overnight. You know, when we side with authoritarian regimes, when we stand up against our allies, Canada, Mexico, the Europeans, frankly, against democracies, I agree with Alyssa Slotkin, who I think did a great job last night. You know, Ronald Reagan's got to be rolling over in his grave.
The Russians are the other half of this this peace deal that Donald Trump says is coming. Any indication that the Russians are actually looking for peace? I know you see the intelligence.
Yeah, listen, I've seen no indication. Matter of fact, when Trump has already given up, Ukrainian points that could have been exchanged in a negotiation, such as Ukraine joining NATO or territorial gains being given up. And the remarkable thing is, we're cutting off the legs of our Ukrainian partners. But you don't see China, North Korea, or Iran cutting back any of their assistance to Russia. Why would we tilt the deck so much in favor of a brutal dictator like Putin, who, if he's successful in Ukraine, will not stop there, will look at the Baltic states, will look at Poland? Why would you give, in effect, a green light for Xi to expand China's interest in the South China Seas? And what do you say to our allies of 70 years? Oh, don't worry, we got you back. And again, go back to just intelligence. This is a sharing process. Are people going to really share intelligence with us? Our allies, if they think we're going to cut them off, or frankly, if sometimes that intelligence is not kept secret?
Let me ask you about immigration. Donald Trump last night said that in order to fix the immigration issue at the border, the crisis as he calls it, all you needed was a new president. You didn't need legislation. No legislation's necessary. You just needed a new president. That got a lot of big cheers from Republicans. You were saying on Fox News, I believe it was yesterday, that Donald Trump has done a good job at the border. So do you agree with that assessment, that Donald Trump is the only thing that's needed to change the circumstances at the border?
I think it is good that we're at a 25-year low in terms of border crossing. My words yesterday, they were not great. Let me be the first to acknowledge that. And I think what he's doing to our economy and our
Why weren't they great? Why weren't they great?
Because the notion that the numbers are down, which I think is good for America, and I think the vast majority of Americans realized President Biden didn't have a secure enough border. Those numbers are down. That's good news for our country. But the idea that that becomes an ability to sanction ICE to have, unfettered immigration raids doesn't make sense. So my choice of words yesterday, I'd like to take them back. The data does exist on the numbers being down. What we've got to do going forward, and we again heard last night from a president who had a State of the Union that, I'll stand by my words, was the least amount of outreach to anybody who didn't vote for him, that doubled down on all the MAGA issues. Wasn't a good night for America last night.
And so no prospect of a bipartisan border deal that to be revived, say, with Senator Langhoff, who spearheaded it last time.
Listen, I think that deal gives a level of permanent security. And candidly, one of the things that you're going to find is that we don't even have, if you see additional immigration rates, we don't even have the room to house these individuals. Again, one of the reasons why I still think the long-term